it's the Beginning Crafter. Welcome to another WIPMAS and WIPTube. And today I'm going to show you what I did during the Sunday of the 7th of December. And I did quite a lot because Sundays are usually good days. I have quite a lot of free time. So I was able to do a lot of things. And I'm super happy about that. So first, my main projects for the day. So the UFOs, and I finished 2 of them. This is the first one. This is an owl, I think, from one of the Crochet Society boxes. To be honest, I could not find the tutorial for it, and I lost the booklets with patterns. I did search through my booklets that I have over there. None of them had any of the patterns for the projects that I have started. I did search also in the boxes in my bedroom. They're not there, but I did find a few goodies in those boxes, and not just yarn, for example, but also quite a few useful things for crafting in general. So I'll have to bring them here and put them in the office. However, no tutorial. Also, I tried looking at the web page, but because I don't remember which box they are from, and I did not keep all the code cards for videos, it was extremely difficult to find anything. I know that I think Bella Coco no longer does those boxes, at least I don't think. It doesn't look like it, so it is much more difficult to get an idea what it is. So I'm not entirely sure if this is what it was supposed to look like. I still feel like there should be legs, but I don't have them anywhere, and I don't know which yarn it is. So I finished what I could. So that's the first finished UFO. So no longer UFO. The second thing was, and this is ridiculous, this is a crochet hook stand. It was supposed to be a teddy bear, and I found a photo of it because in one of the photos that show the inside of the boxes, they actually had this crochet hook stand as sort of to show what you can do, the project you can do from the box, but no explanation how to get there. So it just looks ridiculous because I have no idea how to make this stable, how to sew this together, and I don't understand, considering this is like a fully crocheted thing, how I am supposed to put crochet hooks through so that they are on the bottom. There is a chance there was like this polystyrene stuffing that you would put in here to make it more or less sturdy, and then it would stabilize it. It would provide some places for the hooks, but I don't understand how I would put through the crocheted bottom of this a crochet hook, especially that the crochet hooks that Bella Coco started producing and adding to the Crochet Society boxes, they had those clay or poly clay handles, so they are pretty thick. So I don't understand how it got to this point. I saw from the photos that there should be also teeny tiny ears for the bear, and of course a face, but I just did not really care. I have no idea what I will do with it because it just looks ridiculous, but at least it's finished for whatever it's worth, but at least it's finished the way I can finish it. So these are two projects that I completely finished. And then they were, I think, the only two that I actually started from Crochet Society boxes and not finished. All the rest, I haven't restarted them yet, so they're not projects to work on. But I did work on the Pikachu. So the Pikachu, that was one of my first ever projects that was not a doily or a practice thing, and was supposed to be a birthday present from my best friend, who now has her own child that's almost 10 years old, and I'm pretty sure she wasn't married back then. So it's a long it's a long waiting project. It still looks like a crazy or drunk surgeon worked on it, but I just wanted to get rid of all the pins that I had to mark different areas. So I used embroidery thread to more or less show where the eyes, the nose, and the mouth is supposed to be. And I don't consider it fully finished. I want to use either safety eyes, although it's difficult to do that after you've stitched and filled the amigurumi with everything, so it might be difficult to use them. Or I will use thicker yarn if I find something like this to actually make it look a bit more like the eyes and not like stitches. Or I will use a piece of felt. I'll figure something out. So it's not fully finished yet. That's why I am keeping the UFOs as a sliver on my wheel. Also because I have some other unfinished objects, even though they are not from Crochet Society boxes, they are still unfinished, so they will benefit from having come up on a wheel, if they ever come up, because honestly it was so easy. I mean, not easy, but it was such a short time to do everything. But I just couldn't force myself to do those things, so I'm glad that they came up. It was a bit annoying, but at least two are done. One is almost finished. Yay, that's really good. Then I worked on the fairy because I was using the light that I had. So the skirt is almost finished when it comes to beading. I still need to bead those two areas, and then the same color continues here. I don't remember what happens later on with this color beading, but it was quite nice progress with the fairy and the beading. So I'm quite happy. I don't think I will be able to stitch on it tomorrow or on Tuesday. Although on Tuesday maybe, because I start really late at school, so I could wake up early and stitch on it. Wednesday, absolutely not. I don't think I'll be able to do anything on Wednesday, apart from maybe the mochila bag, because I will spend 11 hours. Yeah, 11 hours at work. Because we have a staff meeting and then teacher-parent meeting, so I'll start at 8 a.m. and I have to stay at school until 7 p.m. Maybe a parent decides to visit me, maybe not, but I have to be there. So the only thing I could be, No, I think I'll take the test knitting with me because that will need a lot of work. So then in the evening I'll have time for something else. So that's good, but it won't be the fairy. So maybe Thursday will be also the day for me to work on the fairy, but it was nice progress today. I'm really happy about that. And I also worked on the Extraordinary Birds stitch along, and this time I did remember to take a photo. So first, this is what it's going to look like once it's finished. Lots of wonderful creatures, and I think I managed to put a stitch at least on each one of them. This is what it looked like before I started stitching on it today. And today I stitched 125, 130 stitches, something like that. So quite a lot, and I'm happy. First I finished what I was supposed to stitch in here, I think. No, I don't remember too well. Yes, the green part here. Then there was a bit of brown in here on this bird. Then dark brown in here. And I'm continuing that dark brown in here. Sorry. In here. There's this dark brown. But I also stitched the lighter brown on this bird here. So it's finally getting more or less connected to its legs. I just need more of the body and the torso, or whatever it is called. Thorax? No, thorax is for insects. Whatever that part of the body is called for birds, that's what I still need to stitch on. So it's getting filled better and better. I still would like to stitch on it a bit more daily, but hopefully it will become a daily stitch, like my second daily focus. So it's going to get a bit more done than typically. So that's going to be hopefully a lot of fun. And I also worked on the Wishbone Sweater. And I did knit one round, and I think I could have knitted one more round because I have quite a lot of yarn left, but I was too stressed that it will not be enough for the Italian bind off. And this is how much I have left of the bind off. I did not make it before midnight. I think I would need about possibly 10 more minutes to finish. So that's annoying that I haven't done it. But other than that, and like putting all the threads together, the Wishbone Sweater is almost finished, which is great. Hopefully tomorrow or today, but tomorrow when it comes to stitching, I will get access to the test pattern early on. Although I did not receive any links yet from Inge, and I don't know when she will post that. So if she doesn't post it early enough, or if something gets lost in the meantime, I will finish the Wishbone Sweater. So that would be nice to have it actually finished and done, and that's it. So I hope this is what's going to happen, and soon I will be able to wear a Wishbone Sweater. So far we didn't have very severe winter We had a bit of snow a few weeks ago, but the weather is more autumn-like than winter-like. So far I didn't need any super warm sweater. Actually today I'm wearing a sweater that I made myself. This is a crochet sweater designed by Pepper Goose, and it's called Everchange sweater. So it's really fun because it has those embroidered patterns on it. So I can wear some of my makes because they are finished enough, and I like them enough to stitch them. And no, I like them enough to wear them. So that's good, and I hope the same will happen with the Wishbone Sweater. So yeah, now the candy time. With the calendar, I ate almost all of the warheads that I got yesterday. They were super tasty, not really sour, quite sweet, and they reminded me of candy that I think it's called Turkish Delight. At least this is what I imagine Turkish Delight to be, because I don't really remember what the name is in Polish. But it's a piece of like jelly, like thicker jelly, and coated in sugar, and this is what it felt like. So I think this is very similar to Turkish Delight. Although I think Turkish Delight is often with powdered sugar and not the like regular sugar. But it was super tasty. I like that a lot. I haven't finished them, but they were super tasty. So now the 8th, yeah, the 8th day of the calendar, and it's a piece of candy that is super long and decided to go into the neighbor's area as well. And it's called Airheads. Something like this. And it's cherry. I get a lot of cherry candy. Oh, you can see my dog in there. Hello, Rito. Yeah, I don't have any candy for him. Any of his treats. I don't normally keep them here. So, and this reminds me, judging by the texture, of this Laffy Taffy, just it's bigger. So it reminds me more of this Polish treat that's called Fruit, because it's more or less that size, although I think ours is a bit wider, and it's also pre-divided into parts. I mean, you have to rip them apart, but they're like sort of perforated. And yeah, you can share if you want to. I never wanted to because they were super tasty. So I hope these are also tasty. So that's it. And the last thing of the day is spin the wheel to see what will be my second focus piece of the day, because the first one will be the test knit, if I get the pattern. But what will be the second most important piece of the day? The wheel is the same size. I mean, it has as many parts as it had yesterday because I left the UFOs on it to finish other projects. And I changed the Wishbone Sweater into socks because I realized I have those Forresten socks that I won from Inge when it comes to her knit along for the lacy cable tee, and I would like to finish at least a pair this year. Not a pair, but at least one sock this month, but I did not put them in here, so I changed Wishbone Sweater into those socks so that they get a chance. Let's see what's going to win. Okay, how many cross stitches? Pretty good. Kind of mindless project to stitch on because it's just cross stitches all the way through, back and forth, because this is a project that I'm making. How many cross stitches I can make out of one skein of thread if I only have to stitch that color and like in a large area so that I don't have to cut the thread and so on. I did already have to cut, or actually it broke on me because 8 meters of thread is super difficult to handle. So it did split, it did break, I had to cut it. And I estimate that with all those breaks, if they didn't happen, I would be able to stitch about 15 stitches more so far. But I want to just check the limit of a skein so that it's a bit easier for me to predict then how many skeins I need for a given project. Because in most projects that I see, it says this amount of stitches of that color, this amount of inches usually, and then how many skeins you need. But I want to see myself how much it really is with one skein. It just will make it easier for me. Also, I don't have enough, I guess, imagination to just sort of be able to count. For example, if I have this many stitches left from the pattern, how many skeins is that? So it can say that, for example, for 5,000 stitches you need 2 skeins. Then yes, it will be more or less easy to count that it should be like for 2,000 stitches 1 skein should be enough. But I completely don't know. And I just want to check on 3 different sized canvas, so count 14, count 16, count 18. And right now I'm doing count 18 because it's just taking so long. I'm using only 1 thread on it. It's not like doubled, so that I only have 4 meters to deal with. I have 8 meters to deal with because 18 count Ida is already too thin to put and push 2 threads into. So the project is taking a long time. It's much less advanced than I hoped it would be. So it's good. It's going to happen tomorrow. I won't have to think too much about it, and I can do small increments of it to just, you know, push it forward at least a little bit, but then have time for other projects as well. So hopefully, well, no, tomorrow is not a good day. So no, I don't think I'm going to do a lot, but hopefully I will be able to fit in another project in between the test knit and how many cross stitches. Maybe the Wishbone Sweater, maybe the Extraordinary Birds. I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens tomorrow. If you liked the video, please click the thumbs up. It's always appreciated. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you want to see the progress. Thank you for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye!